Hey, Perry Peacock here with Wilderness Innovation. I'm up here shooting a few videos today, making some good use of my time. And I just finished a video showing some of the characteristics of our personal survival blanket in relation to how it handles moisture and showing how safe that can be. Well, I want to show you something also in this video having to do with our fleece material. Now this is just a scrap of fleece here, but if I lay that fleece down here and I pour water on it, you see that most of the water kind of wants to bead up and run off of it. Now it will soak in after a while, but it's not really a problem. The thing will never actually, well, I won't say it's impossible. You have to be in some pretty good, steady, heavy weather. But it won't really become saturated if you're wearing it because it doesn't really hold on to water. Gravity wants to pull the water out the bottom. So if it does get wet, the water wants to run out the bottom. And I've wore these in the springtime, especially in the rainy springtime season. I've wore these fleeces without my poncho even while it's raining, not a downpour, but just kind of a steady light rain. And just wore my fleece, and I've never really felt the moisture get through to my body, even though the outside of the fleece might feel pretty wet. But in any event, it can be wrung out if it gets wet, and you can hang it up in a tree or anything like that when the weather stops, and it'll dry just out there on its own. And so you see, the water just wants to bead off of it. All of our fleeces, we don't ever specify a color because the fleece market's a little funky unless you're a huge manufacturer. But all of our fleeces are earth tones, and so they do. So we always try to give you some kind of an earth tone, but we try to give you something in the range of a brown or a green. But you see, they all do the same kind of thing. This fleece right here is my first fleece I ever made. Still using it. I added a hood to it last winter. And this is a fleece we've had on occasion here. Kind of a reddish color. And this is a new kind of fleece that we've been experimenting with. A summer weight is what I'm kind of working on here. But it does the same kind of thing. So I mean, they all tend to bead the water a little bit. And so you can get some soaking in them, but they do bead up the water, which makes them very safe. And like I say, because the fleece doesn't actually hold on to the water, the water runs out. While if you're wearing the fleece, even though it might get damp, you can't accumulate very much because the weight of the water is too much, and the fleece can't hold on to it, and so the water, it doesn't absorb water anyway. It's a polyester, and so the weight of the water combined with gravity makes the water just drain out. So although it can get wet while you're wearing it or damp, I say mostly damp unless you're really in a downpour, it doesn't stay that way because as you're wearing it, it's constantly draining out whatever it's accumulated. So anyway, just one other reason that the fleeces are a very nice, secure way to stay warm out in the outdoors. Now, obviously, they're made to go underneath the poncho. They're designed to snap into the snaps in the poncho, obviously. But, sometimes we use them without the poncho. and even at that, they're very good. So So that it is a nice, safe thing to use out in the cold. They're very warm. They're even warm when they're damp. So you don't really have to worry too much about that. And I find even when they get damp, my body heat wants to drive the moisture away from me. And I've even had like a shirt on like this one and get these things really wet. And it's like the shirt has a hard time really getting wet because my body heat keeps pushing any moisture away back to the outside of the fleece. So it just goes out and it drains down, gravity pulls it out. So the fleeces are a very safe thing to wear in the outdoors. I'm going to go ahead and put this one on for you. The first one, or one of the first ones. Actually, I think this one right here was the first one we ever made right there. But this one I got on, it's really been hammered. I have abused the heck out of it. But I still wear it even though I've about destroyed it. But this thing right here is very warm. Like I say, wet, damp, dry. It tends to make you feel nice and comfortable and warm. I did add this hood to it last winter when we started putting hoods on the fleeces, and that makes a world of difference right there. Because when I draw this closed just a little bit, I'm sealing a lot of my body heat into here. And if I snap this thing down, all that sort of thing, I'm retaining a lot of my body heat in here. Plus, if I throw the poncho on top of here, I mean, I am retaining all kinds of body heat inside of here to keep me warm. So anyway, so wet or dry, damp or dry, I would say. I mean, nothing's really going to be warm if it's saturated, if it can be saturated. So I will give that up. But it's hard to saturate this because it gives up the water so easy. So anyway, Perry Peacock Wilderness Innovation, having a great time out here in the outdoors. I love being out here as much as I can. Hope y'all get out here, be safe, use our gear, and go out and enjoy the outdoors in all kind of weather. Summer, winter, spring, fall, you know, dry, wet, whatever, snow. Enjoy your time out. Have a great day. Bye.